Bolshevik. This is the Bernie Thompson Show, your 21st century town hall.
This is why there should be 2 laws repealed before any new laws passed. Do you know I was with my soon-to-be 11-year-old girl yesterday, and we were actually getting booze. Yeah, I was in the liquor store. So I buy myself some apple juice, 94 proof, and the lady says, she can't carry that bag out of here. And I said, well, thanks for telling us. So Daddy grabbed the bag, and my girl says, I know I can't drink it, Dad, but I can't even carry it. And I said, nope. I said, some politicians trying to keep you safe, baby, they passed a law. And she said, that's silly. So we get in the car. Now she's asking questions about politicians who pass laws. When do they do that? I said, well, in the state and in the nation, there's a session when Congress or the legislature gets together and they pass laws. And she said, every year they pass more? And I said, yeah, every year they pass more. And she goes, my goodness, what's going to be still legal when I grow up? So I said, baby, can you hand me that bottle? Dad, we're driving. I said, never mind. I'm getting ticked, okay? My little girl is starting to wake up to the fact that she's going to have fewer freedoms when she grows up because of these so-and-sos who put new laws on us every day. And do you know what she said without me saying anything? She said, can they spend time taking laws away? And I became a distracted driver. And I looked back over my shoulder and I started talking to her. And I said, honey, that's what Daddy talks about all the time. They should repeal 2 laws for every law they pass. And she said, yeah. I thought, oh, it's beautiful. God, it's beautiful. We're not talking about Republican, Democrat. We're talking about freedom. We're talking about living self-directed lives, pursuing happiness the way we see fit, without people lording over us and adding laws every year, because they're running out of stuff to ban. You want proof? Take a listen to what these knuckleheads are doing all over the country.
About texting and the dangers not of distracted driving, but of distracted walking. And
oh, I swear to God, are we completely out? Is that a glass skeleton graveyard over there? Son of a... because I'm going to have to start early after this story. There's no way I'm going to get through this.
In one part of the country, you'll face a hefty fine for it. Akiko Fujita has the story.
Who? Who has a... Text me that name.
It's the habit we're all guilty of.
Guilty. Now we're guilty. You're guilty for texting and walking. Do you imagine what's going to be left to do when my 11-year-old grows up?
Remember this woman caught on mall security video walking toward that fountain and then taking a dive while typing. This man was so focused on his phone. Watch this. That's him walking straight into the wall. And see this bear roaming a California neighborhood? Watch closely as this man texting away nearly runs into him, running away the second he looks up. Walking and texting.
Do you know how many times people are at great risk texting and walking into bears across this country? I'm telling you what, we have it on tape. The dude really did do that. I mean, it's bad. It's an epidemic. It is an epidemic, and we need to have enterprising politicians save us from ourselves. Listen to this.
It's gotten so bad, police in Fort Lee, New Jersey say they have had enough.
I've had enough. The police have had enough. I cannot tell you how much I've had enough of being lorded over by people who tell me life is dangerous.
Pedestrians aren't watching where they're walking. They're not aware.
After more than 20 pedestrian accidents this year, they're cracking down on dangerous walkers.
I swear to, I need something. I need something. Is there any in the building, Steve? I know the Liberty Lounge is dry. Oh my God. It has gotten so bad, the police are going to crack down on texting and walking. You know why? Because we didn't stop them when they wanted to crack down on us communicating while driving. Because nobody can name our rights. And if you can't name your rights, how do you know if they're being taken away? Boy, they're going to crack down. Let me tell you something. If texting and walking injuries, if they spiked 1,000%, that does not give the government the authority to ban texting and walking. I don't give a flip how many people walk into bears. The setup, how government takes other people's reckless or stupid behavior to control you. That's the setup. And it has to stop. We have to crack down on the setup. Do you agree or no? Well, Bernie, we can save one person from falling into a fountain. Are you sick? I mean, we got to save one person to fall. So we're going to ban everybody from texting and walking. You know what ends up happening when this friggin' ban goes into effect? Cops are spending their time writing tickets for people who are texting and walking, and crime in neighborhoods increases. All the while, they make it more difficult for us to own guns while the damn federal government arms the terrorists in Syria. And you're telling me we don't live in a time in the era of non sequiturs and inversions?
With an $85 fine.
I don't think I'd ever need to be fined. I don't think I'd be like putting myself in danger by doing something like this.
Even the premise, the government fines you for putting yourself in danger. Do you know how inverted that is? How perverted that is? The government's going to fine you because you do something that might hurt yourself. Government schools for the past 35 years. And fathers, I blame fathers. I know it's mom's responsibility too, but I blame dads for not sharing with their kids the blessings of liberty, the value of self-ownership, the role of government in a free society. They're going to fine us for putting ourselves at risk. It's a shakedown. And we have gotten so ridiculous in this country that texting and walking is going to be an infraction. I have said it before, and I can't resist. So if you've heard me say it, bear with me. We will never have our priorities straight in this country. We will be out of proportion. We will be in the age of inversion as long as this stuff bothers people more than a cigarette vending machine in a mall. I will know America's on the right track again when I walk by and go, look there's a cigarette vending machine. You can get Pall Malls and Marlboros. You just pull that little thing out, put some change in there, and a pack of cigarettes falls out. That's called freedom. But I swear to God, if you and I took one of those old machines and we went to the mall and put it in there and ran out, Homeland Security would detain us. We'd be on video. And we would be, you talk about a crackdown. When America doesn't care about $17 trillion in debt, which represents the government's back taxes it owes us, but you can't put a cigarette vending machine in a mall, there's no chance. I'm telling you, you wonder why there are cameras, red light cameras pointed at us, and there are no cameras in the offices of the senators and representatives and the governor? Those cameras need to be turned around. You and I are free human beings. This government works for us. This government exists to defend the rights God gave us. It doesn't have the power to give itself more power. Do you know that? Let's start the story at the beginning. What are rights? Rights are what we are born with. They're inherent in our humanity. God gave them to us, or if you prefer, as Ayn Rand did, nature. Fine. But we have the right to live. We have the right to pursue happiness. Can we give rights away? Can I go, well, I like producer Dayton, and I'm going to give him some more rights. Hey, producer Dayton, I'm going to give you some rights. What if a whole bunch of us get together? No, I don't care how many of us get together. We can't give rights because we're not the Lord. You're born with them. And rights don't collide with each other. In other words, a doctor's right to practice his craft does not collide with my right for him to treat me for free. Somebody is on the wrong track here. And if you demand that, if you say you have a right to somebody else's time, energy, money, creativity, craft, you don't have a right. Rights never collide. They're mutually inclusive. If you see what are claimed to be rights colliding, you've identified something that's not a right. My right to life does not collide with your right to life. My right to free speech does not collide with your right to free speech. And so on and so forth. Now, let's talk about powers. Where does government get its powers? From the people. God gives us rights. The people give the government powers. I can't give myself any more rights because they come from God. I'm not the Lord. Likewise, government cannot give itself more powers any more than I can give you another right. Government only has the power the people give it. So when it claims new powers, those aren't legitimate powers at all. That is overreach. That is tyranny. That collides with our right to pursue happiness. And we've identified snoops, busybodies, and thieves who masquerade as public servants. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm in the Twilight Zone.
Where the hell am I, in the zoo?
You're listening to The Bernie Thompson Show.